morning, afternoon, or evening, fellow interlopers, and welcome to Star Center.
Star Center? What a ridiculous name.
Shut up and hold the camera straight, please. Welcome to Star Center. We've seen all sorts of events this autumn season, from shield wrestling to blaster ball, traversing cadmium fields and boxing rings. On our first shield wrestling competition ever, we saw many contenders clash their shields seeking a place in the final. All kinds of interlopers fought for a place at the podium of our anniversary event competition, but that spot was reserved for none other than Noob the Gek and Mr. Jordan Murphy. After eliminating the mighty autophage Deuce, secured his place in the final. Daily the Alien put up a great display, dispatching most of his opponents, including Foreman Seabass, who, having won the Mercurian duel against Time, seemed ready to storm the competition, but unfortunately, luck wasn't on their side. Daily kept his streak until he was eliminated by the ominous Noob the Gek. We saw Mr. J implant himself as a descendant of Helios, but Noob had other plans. After showing a gesture of fair play, deciding to continue the fight after his opponent had briefly broken the rules by dropping his heel, the Gek used his Yoda-like power versus height ratio to defeat his adversary. On our second shield competition, contenders inaugurated New Ziki's PvP events arena. Milk seemed to have learned a few lessons from his fellow Gek, making it seem like another Napoleonic figure would be taking this one home. Yet, after observing Deuce's Rhino technique, 710 pulled off one of the greatest comebacks we've ever seen in the sport.
Didn't you just say this was a new sport? Amateur? Who even writes this stuff?
Just keep recording. This is what I get for getting second-hand equipment.
Look who's talking.
710 defeated all present contenders, including the returning legend Sully and the new prospect Time, shocking the audience by defeating Milk in a very tight match and securing a place in the final. Deuce stood proud on the moon pool, ready to claim the victory that was taken from him just a couple of weeks before. The match started with both contenders charging at full speed, but in the end, Deuce was overwhelmed by 710's ability to bash him out of sight. His own technique had become his kryptonite. We'll have to wait for the next Shield wrestling event to find out who's the ultimate Shield, 710 the founder, or Noob the Gek. And now to the Cadmium division. But before that, a brief word from today's sponsor.
Welcome to Spaghettification Studios, where imagination meets reality. With mystical ingredients and cosmic creativity, we bring your favorite scenes to life. From epic adventures to nostalgic moments, our studio is the home of some of the most unique productions in the cosmos. Step into your dreams at Spaghettification Studios, where magic happens frame by frame.
And back to the action. In the opening event of the Cadmium division, we had a free-for-all at Gonzo's new experimental arena. After all the other contenders had fallen across the layered build, Orbiz took the win in an extremely tight final confrontation against Sully, who at that point had survived both Gizmo and Wielder. This last week, we visited Rattlespine Park's prison, where we saw Biz show everyone why he's the reigning Interciv champion, securing a victory over Gonzo in the final and showing all spectators what a real Cadmium match looks like. Time fought his way to third place against yet another imposing Gek, Seth, whose fighting spirit made him the competition's dark horse. Dino's Coolio, Haley, and Guard all fought bravely, but unfortunately, they were all met with overwhelming firepower from their opponents. Everyone on site participated in a riot event at the end, where melee is the contenders' only weapons. Speaking of melee, Gonzo has been shattering the competition throughout our boxing events thus far in the season. In the final rounds of our opening weekend's boxing free-for-all match, the Alien watched his enemies fall while dodging their blows, until finally taking both Orbiz and Time out, no pun intended.
How he tries being funny. Great.
I wasn't trying to, never mind. Saturday was Boxing Day in Naporpu Sports Center at Haza Starport, where Gonzo secured another win, proving that an owl's dance can be as powerful as their flight. The surprise of the day came from the Pizza Lad, who swept the opposition all the way to the final. Time once again secured third place, a consolation prize for Asphodel Strategos after having to face his fellow elder in the arena. And that's the Star League season thus far, interloper friends.
Finally.
That's it. I'm turning you into a coffee maker.
What kind of autophage drinks coffee?
See you soon in another Hublic broadcasting from Star Center.
And why do you make those noises? It's not like you have a throat.